Welcome back to WION World is One. Thank you so much for staying with us. My name is Heen Kaur Saroya and here's what we have lined up for you on Speed News today. At least 5 people have been killed in the fast-growing wildfires in LA. More than 1,400 firefighting personnel have been deployed to combat the blazes. Tens of thousands of people have been evacuated as the fires rampage through homes in some of California's most affluent neighborhoods. The biggest blaze has consumed more than 11,000 acres in the Pacific Palisades, a wealthy neighborhood in West LA. Fire in Eaton Canyon in the foothills of San Gabriel Mountains north of LA has spread to more than 10,000 acres. Another blaze, the Hearst Fire, has erupted and spread northeast of San Fernando, burning at least 700 acres. Further, the Sunset Fire broke out in the iconic Hollywood Hills. Landmarks within the evacuation area include the Hollywood Bowl, as well as the Dolby Theatre and the TCL Chinese Theatre. US President Joe Biden has called California's raging wildfires an astounding situation, while President-elect Donald Trump accused California Governor Gavin Newsom of failing to manage the situation. He also alleged that the governor prioritized protecting a worthless fish over the lives and homes of Californians. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has dismissed President-elect Donald Trump's interest in taking over Greenland. At a press conference in Paris, Blinken said the idea expressed about Greenland is not a good one and it's not going to happen. This comes after Donald Trump reiterated his interest in taking control of Greenland, an autonomous territory of Denmark, and refused to rule out force to take control of the vast Arctic island. He said that the U.S. needs Greenland for national security reasons. In reaction to Trump's remarks, Denmark's foreign minister said that Greenland might become independent if its residents wish so. However, it's unlikely to become a U.S. state. At least 13 people were killed and 29 others injured after Russian-guided missile struck Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia. The regional authorities said that the high-rise apartment buildings and industry facility and other infrastructure were damaged during the attack. They also added that the death toll could go up. According to Zaporizhzhia's governor, Russia used 2 guided bombs to strike the region. In response to this, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky condemned the attacks in a post on social media platform X. He also urged allies to exert more pressure on Russia. In the midst of the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine, Ukrainian President Zelensky is set to attend a defense meeting with allies at Ramstein Air Base in Germany. Ahead of the defense meeting, U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said that American leadership is critical for Ukraine. He also added that the continued assistance from Washington holds the key in stopping Moscow's aggression over Kyiv. The Israeli military says its troops have found the body of a hostage held by Hamas in Gaza, along with evidence suggesting his son may also have been killed. The body of Israeli Bedouin Yusuf Ziadane was recovered from a tunnel in the Rafah area. The Israeli military said it is investigating the circumstances of his death and the findings regarding his son Hamza. The body was taken to Israel for an identification process and the family was notified after the identity was confirmed. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has said that a Gaza ceasefire and hostage release deal is very close, but reiterated that it may not happen before President-elect Donald Trump's inauguration on the 20th of January. Blinken said that the deal will be done on the basis of the three-phase plan put forth by President Biden in May last year. Meanwhile, at least 22 people were killed in Gaza by the Israeli military, while at least 3 people, including 2 children, were killed in an Israeli drone strike in West Bank. The Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces have reportedly told the new caretaker regime that they are in favor of unity and integrity of Syria. The SDF said that they reject any division projects that threaten the country's unity, while adding that it is their responsibility to intervene in order for there to be a ceasefire. Meanwhile, Syria's new de facto leader, Ahmed al-Shara, has vowed to dissolve armed groups as he seeks to unify the country. Further, the UN envoy to Syria has warned the caretaker regime against making mistakes that would imperil the political transition underway after the fall of Bashar al-Assad. The United States says it's working to address Turkey's concerns in Syria to dissuade the NATO ally from escalating an offensive against Kurdish fighters. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has said that Turkey has legitimate concerns about PKK militants inside Syria. He's called for a resolution that includes the departure of foreign terrorist fighters, adding that the process is going to take some time. Gunmen attempted to storm the presidential complex in Chad's capital, sparking a battle. At least 18 gunmen and 1 security personnel died in the fighting. The incident unfolded around 7:45 p.m. local time when armed men stormed the presidential premises. President Muhammad Idris Deby was in the complex at the time of the attack. Security forces responded swiftly, overpowering the attackers. According to the government spokesperson and foreign minister, the situation is now completely under control. In a separate video released later, the minister said the destabilization attempt was put down. India's Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri met Afghanistan's acting foreign minister in Dubai. The meeting comes as New Delhi looks to reset its ties with Kabul. Both India and Afghanistan held discussions on key issues including bilateral relations and regional security concerns. Talks also focused on India's ongoing humanitarian assistance to Afghanistan. In addition, Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri reaffirmed India's readiness to respond to Afghanistan's urgent developmental needs. The Afghan minister appreciated India's continued support and they agreed to explore development projects in the near future and in addition to the ongoing humanitarian assistance program. At least 6 people have lost their lives and several others sustained injuries after a stampede broke out near the famous Tirupati temple in India's Andhra Pradesh. The incident occurred near a ticketing counter during the distribution of tokens for entry and viewing of the deity during a special festival. Devotees had congregated from across the country for a 10-day special ceremony at Lord Venkateshwara Swami Temple in Tirupati. Around 40 individuals injured in the stampede are receiving treatment at a government hospital. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu is said to meet the families of the victims and will chair a high-level review meeting with the state and district police chiefs as well as the district collector. Bangladesh's interim government said that it is preparing for both national as well as local body elections at the same time. Bangladesh's chief advisor Mohammad Yunus elaborated the interim government's plans to hold the elections. In a meeting with the European Investment Bank (EIB) Vice President Nicola Beer, he sought EIB's support in taming corruption. Yunus hailed the current period as propitious. Further, the chief advisor put forth a broader plan that would help Bangladesh in transitioning to green energy. Yunus also sought EIB's support in improving the infrastructure at the Chattogram port that would benefit Bangladesh, Myanmar and India. Bangladesh is set to buy 50,000 tons of non-basmati rice from India to cater to domestic demand. The country's interim government approved the proposal on rice import on Tuesday. Reports suggest that a private Indian company will supply the rice at a price of $22.9 million. The latest import deal comes amid frosty ties between both the countries. Indian filmmaker and journalist Pratish Nandi dies at 73. The multifaceted personality died of a cardiac arrest at his residence in Mumbai on Wednesday. Several noted film personalities mourned his death. Bollywood actor Anupam Kher offered his condolences on social media platform X, saying that he was deeply saddened and shocked to know the demise of his friend. He also hailed Nandi as an amazing poet, filmmaker, writer and a unique journalist. Cold weather conditions continue to persist across North India. The India Met Department has predicted a further dip in temperatures in certain regions and issued dense fog warnings for 2 days. The IMD has issued a warning for dense to very dense fog across parts of Delhi, Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh and Uttar Pradesh until the 10th of January. A western disturbance is expected to bring rain and snowfall to parts of northwest India later in the week. Meanwhile, cold wave conditions are likely to continue in isolated pockets of Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Rajasthan, Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh over the next few days. Snowfall is also likely in mid and high hills over the weekend. In a historic ruling, the European General Court has fined the European Commission for breaching his own data protection laws. The court found, that the Commission unlawfully transferred a German citizen's personal data to the United States via Meta platforms when the individual used the Sign In with Facebook feature to register for a conference. This violated general data protection regulation rules, resulting $412 in damages. The Commission stated it would carefully review the judgment, and this marks a rare instance of the EU being held accountable under its stringent GDPR framework. Researchers from Pennsylvania's Penn State College of Medicine have developed an AI-based method that can detect autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis and lupus in their early stages. Called Genetic Progression Score, the method patients' medical data to predict progression from preclinical to advanced stages. Researchers claim that the AI model is 1,000% more accurate than the current models available in the market. Early detection can significantly improve treatment outcomes, offering hope to patients suffering from life-threatening medical conditions. British universities are withdrawing from Elon Musk's social media platform X, citing its role in spreading misinformation that fueled last year's riots. A survey reveals several institutions, including London Business School, have reduced their usage of X or are completely quitting the platform due to declining engagement, misinformation, and sometimes violent content. Recently, there were reports that suggested that several British police forces had quit X or cut their usage. The latest move by British universities puts into focus the broader withdrawal among public institutions. Meta is testing a new feature in Germany, France, and the United States. The tech giant is planning to allow buyers to borrow eBay listings directly on Facebook Marketplace and then complete the transactions on eBay. The partnership aims to give eBay sellers access to Facebook's vast audience while expanding Marketplace's offerings for users. This development comes as Meta appeals an $840 million fine from the European Commission over alleged anti-competitive practices related to Facebook Marketplace. While Meta works to address the Commission's concerns, the move signals a push to enhance user experience and support e-commerce collaboration. Oil edged lower after a volatile session. Traders assessed whether gains since the turn of the new year have been too rapid. Brent fell below $76 a barrel after ending more than 1% lower on Wednesday. This comes as U.S. data showed that crude holdings at the key Cushing, Oklahoma hub hit the lowest since 2014. China's falling consumer inflation also weighed on the prices. Oil has had a strong start to 2025. This comes despite widespread concerns that prices would struggle this year, given expectations of a global glut. China expanded its currency support with a plan to issue a record amount of bills in the Hong Kong market. The People's Bank of China will auction $8.2 billion of 6-month bills in the city on the 15th of January. The issuance will effectively mop up an equivalent amount of yuan available in the market, boost its funding cost, and make it costlier for traders to short the currency. The issuance is said to be the largest on record since the central bank started bill auctions in Hong Kong regularly in 2018. The yuan's tumble in recent months has prompted traders to ponder on the central bank's commitment to currency defense. Japanese workers' base salaries grew most in 32 years. This offers potential support for the central bank to raise rates this month if other data back up the thesis that a positive economic cycle is strengthening. Base salaries increased by 2.7% in November from a year ago to drive up nominal wages by 3%. A more stable measure of wage trends showed wages for full-time workers gained 2.8%. Stagnation in real wages was partly driven by inflation outpacing pay growth, and this comes as price gains strengthened in November after the government halted subsidies for utility bills, pushing up energy costs.